We are back at Epcot today for the opening of Food and Wine, taking a little break from all of the Horror Nights content to just kind of try some food. And we haven't been to Epcot in I feel like 2 months or so at this point.
Right?
Have we shown up since they haven't had a festival?
I came with one of my friends this summer, but I don't think you and I have gone since, my gosh, maybe since Passholder, but was Passholder during the festival? The end of Flower and Garden, maybe?
I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. I think it's been 2 months since we've been here. We used to come to Epcot all the time. Obviously, we live a little bit further now, but it's not like it's that far. But we just haven't had any festivals going on all summer. So we're finally back to having a fest, August 29th. Very long time. We are all checked in, but where are the menus? There's no menus right now.
We got Remy 3 years in a row, though.
It is Remy 3 years in a row. You know, I haven't looked almost at all at any of the food and wine stuff this year. Typically, I'm way on top of it. I just think it's been a busy few months here. But this is kind of our entry display here in the garden. Wow, it has been so long since we've been to Epcot. We do have Guardians reservations today, which is great though. But I need to figure out where to go pick up a menu. Oh, Nicole just found them. They're actually tucked away. That's weird. Normally they're like right here. Yeah, so, okay, we can go pick one up. Let's see. Oh, what is this? Fun for families with kids? Is this like extra little small stuff here? I haven't seen that in there before, so that's kind of cool.
That is kind of nice.
All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves one of the menus. Looks pretty similar to the ones we've had the past few years though. We are doing a meals fromage montage again this year. The shape looks to be a little different. Maybe they're gonna be like cheese slices of some sort. But I feel like we just never finish these. We'll see if we can do it this year. I say it every time, but I feel like we never do. First stop, we are actually heading over to Communicore Hall. They did put some food booths in there this year, and we did hear that they were supposed to be utilizing Communicore Hall as a festival hub. So we're gonna head over that direction, go see how they lay out the the food booths there. But also they have a mac and cheese booth, which I think we're gonna start with today. It looks like the meet and greet for Mickey and Friends is only 10 minutes. I feel like when this first opened, this was over an hour. It's not even a line outside right now. So over here we have the festival favorites, and this is the menu. So this is new. This is a new booth, completely new. We have a kielbasa with potato pierogies, a barbecue pork rind. I actually did hear those were pretty good, and a key lime tart. Prices don't seem horrible here. I do like that. Wait a minute, frozen s'mores? I am on a hunt to find anything s'more related that actually tastes like s'mores. So we'll have to try that at some point. I don't know about today, but I cannot find a treat that tastes like legit s'mores. There didn't seem to be a lot of people out here watching the show. Even the umbrellas aren't up right now, which I'm surprised with because the sun is brutal still. We are I think it's 88 or 89, but real feel I think is 98 right now, which is kind of crazy. But I think the Macatizer booth is inside of Communicore Hall, so we're gonna head inside right now. Whoa, this is weird. We've got merch in here. That's weird. Oh, is this not where the booth is?
Oh, I'm getting drip done.
Are you? We're leaking in here. Oh, I guess while we're here, let's take a look at some of the merch. We have a Figment Loungefly.
It says Communicore Hall. Is this not?
Well,
Oh.
I think Communicore Hall is everything. Oh, is it over there? Yeah, I see it there. So we have a new Figment Loungefly where he's cooking. And then we've got
I find it
Corksicle.
interesting that Figment's all over the food and wine decor, but Remy's the entry facade, and Remy's on here when you walk in. It feels like this should almost match the theme. So I feel like they should either shift out the Remy or bring the Remy in here.
That's probably a good point, because it is true. I feel like they always utilize Figment for all the festivals, but I feel like he never gets front and center there. I actually like that shirt. That's kind of fun. I like the kind of, what is it, like a 70s or 80s vibe almost? The way they use
the bright colors and
yeah, and
font.
Yeah.
Imagination
That's cool.
is the spice of life.
We also have a nice little button up here. Looks kind of cool. It looks a lot like the same print that you have on the Corksicle. So yeah, that's some of the merch. This merch kind of looks the same that I feel like we have year to year though. This one, but it is sleeve. Oh, you know what? That's super soft. Okay, Disney.
Soft game.
Yeah, that's real soft. I do feel like these are pretty much the same. Don't you feel like these almost look the same? Year after year, just maybe slight variations. So I feel like they could change it up a little bit.
Was last year the Mirabelle, like Encanto-y themed ones?
Yeah, I think it was Mirabelle and all them. But these shirts are pretty soft, I have to say. Here's some trays down here. There's your basic shirts. So this is kind of interesting, like, too.
For the fest, right? Like you bring this booth to booth?
I think so. I mean, you could use it for whatever. Maybe. I mean, I feel like they got a million of them. How much are they? $13. Huh. It's a little expensive for like a plastic plate. I feel like we can get them at the dollar store. Yeah, I guess that's true. So they do have a little bit of Remy merch here overall. This is interesting that they have some ornaments. And he's standing on a plate. Here are the new ears with Figment again on both sides there. Cooking and eating. Yeah, here's some Mickey merch now. Again, the shirts do feel a lot softer. Not quite as soft as the other ones we saw over there. And a tank top here with Minnie. Here is our Spirit jersey as well. International Food and Wine Festival 2024. Figment down there again, cooking away. Got the Epcot ball there. The lettering there does look a little squished though. I think they needed to spread the font out a little bit, like the O in food and international. I think it blends a little too much, but that's all right. But yeah, this is kind of unique that they set up the merch in here. I wonder if it's over in the Creations store too. These are kind of like a light plastic, not super heavy duty, but $35 for those. Looks like they're getting in on the acid wash game right there. Yeah, you know what? The merch is actually pretty decent this year. Some of the kind of repeated style, we are just getting a lot of Figment back. But again, this is kind of weird, the way they did the N and the T, and this just feels a little like gunked up in there. But maybe that's just the font they want to go for, like the F in Festival. Like that whole portion just seems a little weird. Yeah, it's just it's a little kind of just squished in my opinion. But it looks like $40 for the shirts. Oh, it does look like it is pretty busy in here. A lot of people want their mac and cheese booth. We didn't have one last year, right? Didn't they get rid of it?
2 years ago we loved it.
I know, it was so good, and now this year it is over here instead. I don't even think I realized they had a kitchen in here at all. I didn't see that they had like the windows here before. So they are utilizing it now as a booth, which is kind of nice. And then you have some indoor seating. So I actually do really appreciate that we're doing that, because I feel like it's all outdoor seating. So now at this point, to have some indoor seating will be pretty nice. There is our Macketizer options there. So we have a few different options, and the cheesesteak mac and cheese does seem kind of interesting. And they do have an Impossible chili cheese mac. So that'll be probably a pretty big hit with people, because I feel like a chili cheese option, you know, a chili mac is always pretty good. So to have an Impossible option is probably a smart idea. Here are your prices at this booth, by the way. I do feel like things are looking a little bit more affordable this year, unless I'm crazy. Now, as nice as it is to have the indoor seating, there's not a ton of it, so I think we're gonna have to still go outside to ultimately eat. So check this out. So we got our regular mac and cheese. We're like, you know, we're gonna have this food booth a few times, so let's just go ahead and try the base. But they accidentally made an extra one, and this is like the Philly cheesesteak or whatever. So we're gonna be able to try both of them, a little magical moment. They said we accidentally made an additional one, so we get 2 now. How cool is that? At this point, I think we're gonna head inside of World Celebration here and just grab a seat, eat some mac and cheese, talk about it. Let's go find somewhere to sit. Looks like we have some tables over here, so I think we'll just head and back. Oh, look, there's a little 2-seater, Nicole.
Perfect, it's meant for us.
There it is. Here you go. I guess this is what this area is made for, right? So we can come here and eat in a little bit of shade. You know, Disney's ahead of the game. We're all out here like, what is it? This is it right here.
Food and wine setting.
Boom.
Seating.
Yeah. We are gonna go ahead and try this mac and cheese. By the way, if you guys haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you guys like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Here we go, a little bit of panko on top.
Love the cavatappi.
It's interesting. It's not super creamy, but it's like creamy enough. The noodles are really well cooked, in my opinion. A little bit of firmness to them. The panko actually brings a little bit of something extra to this. I really like that. And there's a unique flavor to it. Almost, I don't want to say a meaty flavor, but there's a little bit of like a spice in there. And I don't know what it is. Was there a spice listed? I don't think there was. So I don't know, but that's really good. So Nicole said that there's some herbs in the panko, so maybe that's what it is. You'll kind of taste it. It's like there's something extra than just like a breadcrumb to it.
It almost has like that that like jalapeno, cheesy spice to it, which we've had somewhere else. I don't remember where, but it reminds me of like the cheese from like a movie theater with that jalapeno flavor to it. It's good though. The crunch from the breadcrumb is nice, and I really do like the noodles. Like they're not too soggy. They're holding up their shape well. Maybe that's what it is. There's kind of like almost a little bit of a jalapeno to it, but it's really good. And those noodles, I feel like they're cooked like perfectly. So really, really good. We're gonna go ahead and try the other ones here. Let me see if I can get a forkful. This is quite a hefty portion that I am bringing up here. I got a little bit, I don't know if I have onion in there, but a little bit of everything. Let's see. That's good too. It's interesting because I feel like you have two very strong things that are trying to fight a little bit, because you have the cheesesteak side of things and then you have the mac and cheese, but the flavors actually go pretty well together. And like I said, I think those noodles are just really well done. So starting off really good here at Food and Wine. So I think they're both really good flavors, but I also like what you kind of said, where the mac and cheese has its own flavor and like this has its own strong flavor. I don't know how well they complement each other. I think it's good and it tastes good, but it's also like, what am I eating? Mac and cheese, like a Philly cheesesteak. They're not really blending well to me. Well, there you go. If you guys want a more cohesive dish, this is probably a little better, but this is still really good. Plus you get a little bit more protein in here, getting some of that beef, and lots and lots of flavors in that. Both taste fantastic. Highly recommend that so far. Very interested to try the Impossible one, because we've had Impossible options from here. And what did we have last year? We had the Impossible biscuits and gravy. That's what it was. But I think it was Flower and Garden or Arts. We've had a few things, and I feel like the Impossible stuff from Disney is always pretty good. It was really good. After eating a little bit more, this is actually really good, and we were just talking about it, right? I feel like I have to like correct myself. This is actually like really good, especially like as you mix it around a little bit more, so you're kind of getting like not as massive bites. It's really flavorful, very good. Highly recommend that one. Yeah, they're both just like delicious, and I think it's like when you go from this one to this one, you're like, oh, like there's all these flavors going on in here. I don't know, knocked it out of the park with the Mackentizer's booth. So we are all wrapped up with our mac and cheese here. I think we're gonna head right over here to the Swirled Showcase and try the liquid nitrogen frozen sweet potato mousse with candied pecans and maple caramel sauce. So we always have whatever the liquid nitrogen things are. Yeah, I think, last year was our favorite with that, what was it, a brownie? Was it a cup? It was the Or was best. It cake, but it tasted like a brownie? I think it was a cake, it was like a brownie. It was the best thing we've ever had. That was so good. What did we have last festival besides ice cream? I don't remember, but there was a liquid nitrogen something that we had, I thought. Was it a cheesecake of some sort, maybe? Yeah. It was like some sort of cheesecake. Okay. Maybe, yeah. So this is gonna be the brownie, but we've liked everything there since it's opened. I know. So let's head over there now. I don't know if we're gonna like it. I feel like this one's gonna be a little bit weirder, to be honest. Like a dessert to me. I don't know, but it's got like candied stuff, and sweet potato can be kind of like, sweet treaty, but we'll find out. So we are heading over to Swirled Showcase now, just to let you know. We've covered this a number of times, but just if you guys are not aware, as you kind of come into World Showcase, you actually head off to the right over there. I feel like there's typically like a honey booth or something over there, but it's a new little pavilion. I'll go ahead and show it to you. It's very, very good though. This is kind of new. So right over here we have this way to the Harvest Hollow, and we have some pumpkins out here on display, kind of giving us that fall vibe right now. So it's right down here. I don't know if is that a booth? What is the Harvest Hollow? I don't even know, to be honest. Is that like a new activity we can do? I don't know. If we find out, we'll let you know. I think this is a new food booth, because it actually does say up there, established in 2024. That sounds This is good. Bramblewood Bites. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these actually look pretty good. This also sounds familiar. Does it? I feel like, interestingly enough, there's the carrot cake that's normally over in the America Pavilion, or like their booth, is at a different location this year. So they might be swapping some things around based on like what they are, but looks pretty good. Most prices seem okay. That seems a little expensive though. Like I said, I like to stay right around $6-7 tops. So anything over that, I do feel like starts to get pretty expensive for these like sample sizes. So right back here, this is the Harvest Hollow. We found it right there. You can see the signage. I think it's just like, so I think this is just kind of like a relaxing area that I'm going to assume they kind of rotate through depending on the time of year and the festivals. But it's just a little seating area. It looks like it's mostly shaded with some fans back there and a little decorated. So more outdoor kind of activity space if they want. Yeah, so right here, do you see this? At the Milled and Muled, which I think is also another new food booth. It does say established in 2024. You can see that they have the fresh baked carrot cake here, which is normally over in America. So
it is kind of unique that they're swapping things around. Here we go, Swirled Showcase. Again, this has been like a hit for us, especially for these sweet treats. We haven't had the soft serve, but I figure, you know, we just always go for whatever the unique item is. Here are your options, like I said. So this is what we're getting here, $5.25. Maybe not too bad.
Thank you so much.
There are some of your other beverage options. So let's go ahead and see how this is. Some of the best part about it is watching them actually freeze it down here, because they put it into all this stuff. So we'll go ahead and see if they do it. There they go, every year. I always love to see it. There goes.
I need one potato.
That's for us. All right. They're still assembling. Looks like a pretty good portion size too. I hope it's good. Again, sweet potato mousse. All right, we're gonna go ahead, grab a spot over here. We do have a table, thankfully. You know, we were just talking about this earlier. It didn't seem like it was massively busy today, right?
You know, the parking lot was pretty empty. I feel like there are some days you pull in and you're like, oh gosh, like the cars are all the way back to the edge. And I was like, wow, like maybe because it's a Thursday and like, you know, summer travel's kind of over. It wasn't too bad, but not awful for opening
Which I'm
day for
surprised
us.
too, because I feel like this could have been a lot more like bumping if they did it during the summer.
That's what I said. I think the fact that they had no festival here all summer was a mistake.
Yeah.
I think so many people travel to Disney during the summer because there's no school for all of the families. But not having it like a festival just lost money for Epcot. Like,
I would
people
think
will
so,
still
I
come,
know.
obviously, but there's none of this open. Like when my friend and I were here, like we were bored a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think another thing too is what they could do is they could like shift the time frame and have a little bit more of a break between like Food and Wine and Festival of the Holidays then. Because I feel like that's a pretty quick turnover,
Yeah,
I
because
thought.
this one ends the 23rd, and I feel like the holidays are going to start like the 1st of December.
Yeah.
But then Festival of the Holidays is so short.
Yeah, so I feel like they definitely could have adjusted it. But either way, here we go. Sweet potato mousse. It looks almost like ice cream, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. All right, have fun. There she goes. Oh, you're dropping, I think it's walnuts on there. Was it pecans? I think it was walnuts. Oh no, that's not the face we want to see.
So the flavor's not bad at all. It's kind of just like that warm, spice cakey, you know, almost like pumpkin cinnamon flavors we've been into. But the texture's a little weird. It's like really thick, it's really heavy, and you're almost like chewing through whatever this exactly is. It's not bad, but it's weird.
I did get a nice little amount here, but I will say, cutting it, yeah, it did feel like something is a little chunky in there, so we'll have to see. That's good.
Texture's not weird to you?
No, the texture's not too bad. So, I think it's pretty good. It's got a little bit of a, it's not bitter, but like, what's that, like, almost like a little bit of like a chalkiness that kind of sits there. But I think that's a good flavor, and I think that's a good portion too. Kind of reminds you of like an ice cream, but like, not your typical like dairy ice cream, I guess, if that makes sense. But it is a little chunky in there, but it's good flavor. Look at these wait times right now. Frozen is the longest in the park at 50. Remy's is 40. Soarin' 10. Mission Space 10. Spaceship Earth 5. Living with the Land 5. Nobody's doing rides right now. This is kind of unique. Australia has moved over here to like the left now as you head towards Mexico. It used to be on the other side, but it's also like not a physical booth. It's kind of this tent here. So I wonder if they're doing work or something. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, we're gonna kind of just walk around World Showcase a little bit, see what's going on for the festival. And then I think we're gonna try the pork rinds here in just a little bit. We'll ride Guardians. If anything is a short line, I guess we'll go ahead and do that too. We do have another booth here that is not ready. I don't know which one this is going to be. I feel like we talked about this was, I think, corn here typically. Noodle Exchange is over there to the right. Looking at Mexico, this does tend to be a pretty expensive booth, similar to Italy, and it looks like we're at $7.75, $8, and $6. So still a little bit pricey for what I'd like, but it is a little bit cheaper. I feel like sometimes they can get up to like the $9 range, so it is a little bit cheaper overall, but I am still feeling like it's a little expensive, especially like $8 for like one flauta there. Seems a little too much. But I will say, I feel like what we've gotten so far hasn't been horribly priced. So just, we know that Mexico can be a little bit more expensive, but I do think it feels like, as of now, most things are coming down in price just a little bit. Universal has pigeons and Disney has ducks. The Disney ducks. They're out here right now, but I do have a question for you guys as we are looking out over the lagoon here. What do you guys feel about the festivals here at Epcot? Have you guys come a number of times? Have you tried all of them? What do you guys feel with them? I feel like I'm looking at the menu right now, just kind of sifting through again, and I feel like it feels very repetitive year to year. And, we haven't been coming that long, so I don't know how repetitive this is to like many, many years ago. But I guess I'm just like looking at it, I'm like, they kind of repeat a lot of things. Obviously, I'm sure it's pretty hard to, swap the menu up too much. But I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about the festival as a whole. As we are walking, Nicole went ahead and picked up what is it?
It's a hibiscus honey hard iced tea with blueberry bobas.
A lot in there.
I'm like, what do you think of all the words? Hibiscus honey, I believe.
Hibiscus honey, yes. It's from the tea booth over there next to China. And I like their teas. Again, I'm not a huge person. Like, I'm not somebody that really enjoys having like alcohol splashed into my drinks. So like coffees, teas, things like that. I like them just basic. Every once in a while, I don't mind an alcoholic drink, but typically if there's already a drink, I'm not somebody that likes to add the alcohol in. I just think like sometimes it's just a little too much. What are your overall thoughts on it?
I think I prefer this one without the added alcohol, but it's good. It is good.
Yeah, I feel like the teas over there are pretty good anyway. Their bubble teas, I think, are just a nice little hit. It looks like the fray is coming to Eat to the Beat this month, or I guess this weekend. So that's kind of cool. If you guys like the fray, this is the time to check that out. I feel like there's a few new artists this year, and a lot of the same returning ones from previous years, but I don't think I recall ever seeing the fray here. I've never seen this before. Is this new?
No, I don't think so. When Becca was here, we were going to do it, but it takes like 3 to 4 weeks to ship your design to you. And then we were kind of unclear on what options we were able to pick. We went with little like jewelry dishes.
Let's go take a look. So it takes a few weeks to ship to you, though?
Yeah, but like you make it here.
Oh, look at these like little gems.
Yeah, and then you
so you make
the
this?
colors, anything you want.
Huh.
You can get just like a stone and make a design, or you can do like an ornament, or like this.
Oh.
And
Let's see.
I wanted to make a little jewelry dish for like our wedding band. I thought that'd be cute. So you pick like a size square, and you can kind of do anything with it. Yeah, ornaments, sun pictures, tricky dishes,
there you
like
go.
picture frames.
Starts at $19. That's not too bad, actually. I wonder how much you get for that. Maybe like a really small one.
Magnet. Colors.
That actually looks like kind of a lot of fun. I never knew they had that here, so I wonder how much. So like, is this a bunch of them then melted down? Is that what that is?
Yeah, so you're able, like they made like the design of this.
Yeah, and you just like fill it up and then it ends up like melting?
And then they ship it to you. Or you pick it up, I think it takes like almost a month, I thought.
That's kind of
2-3
cool.
weeks.
What is your guess? Cheapest option and most expensive option at Italy as we come up to it? For like entrees, we're not gonna include drinks.
I say like cheesecake is the cheapest.
Like dollar value.
Oh, like $8.50.
$8.50 and what's
and
the
then
most?
like $10 for the pasta.
All right, I'm gonna say 8 flat and $12.50.
Wow.
Let's go see. I actually am wrong. They don't exceed 10. $9.25 for the Italian style nachos.
Close.
You were pretty close. $7.75 for the cheesecake and $8.50 for these here. Huh. A pretty nice view out here tonight. We did get a little bit of cloud coverage, so doesn't feel as bad right now. A little slight breeze, definitely helping out. Got the music going on over at the American Pavilion. It's feeling pretty good. We almost never get to see the smoker going out here in the American Pavilion. I smelt it out as we were walking by. I wanted to come check it out. Look at it go. It is chugging right now. I can smell it. Holy cow. They are gonna have some fresh meat soon. Check this out. At America this year, we have all of the hot dogs this time through. So I'm gonna have to try a Chicago style dog here soon. Probably not today, but I feel like I always get Chicago dogs whenever we go to places like Portillo's or anywhere that has them. I always like to try it, but as you can see down here, now it is this chocolate pudding cake, and it was the carrot cake, but that is now elsewhere, but they have this over here now. Funnel cakes this year have the tiramisu funnel cake. So that is probably pretty good. I just feel like funnel cakes are always so heavy, so I never want to get them. Just like that fried dough, just always sits a little weird, but maybe we'll try it at some point this year because I do love tiramisu. So over here at Japan, I think this is new, but it does say you got like a Wagyu beef with pickles and spicy mayo, but it does say down here, this item may contain raw or undercooked ingredients. So I'm a little nervous because like it's got the star. So are they giving you like uncooked beef? I don't. Maybe we can go ask. Wow, it's $9.50 though. Holy cow! Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I don't know about that. That's almost $10 for like one sample. Also, American Wagyu is not the same as like a legit Wagyu. I actually have had Wagyu before. I'll tell you about it. Surprisingly, it was here at Disney at Shula's Steakhouse. I got the Wagyu beef. It was amazing. The best steak I've ever had in my entire life. Incredibly expensive, but it was legit. They brought out like a piece of paper that like showed you all the information on the cow. It was kind of weird to be honest, but it was very, very good. But it is completely different than American Wagyu, just so you are aware. We weren't filming that. I think it was like a birthday dinner that we did for myself, but that was super, super good. So there it is, the American Wagyu version. It looks like I think it is cooked though, right? The way that kind of like lines up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably okay. It looks fun, but again, $9.50 I think is a little much for right now. Greece is bumping right now. Has a pretty packed booth. Wow, look at the line. People are getting their grease on right now. Holy cow. Well, taking a lap through World Showcase, did you see anything that you were like,
no, I don't think
really
anything was like
to?
new in World Showcase. I mean, that tiramisu funnel cake definitely
True.
spoke to me. But I don't think there was anything brand new that I was dying to try. There's some returning favorites that I like that I'll definitely want to hit up throughout the festival. But nothing I was like, please, Dill, let's go get right now.
Yeah, and I think that's how I was feeling. I was like, yeah, like, there's a few things, but I didn't see anything that I was like, oh my gosh, we need to get that right now. So we're coming back to Communicore Hall to try the pork rinds. So we're gonna go ahead, pick those up, try those out. It does seem like the food booths over here at Communicore have some pretty good options. So I would definitely check it out if you guys are visiting during this time of the year. There it is. So we're gonna do the barbecue pork rinds with pimento cheese, $5. I guess at this point, now that the sun is setting, we'll go find another spot outside. It is pretty convenient over here, but it looks like a lot more people have started to come out here now that, again, the sun is gone, so it's not quite as hot. I guess we'll just come back to our exact same spot. These are probably our crumbs from earlier. I don't know why they cover the pork rinds. They like put this plate on top of it, but there they are. I guess they're probably so light they don't want them to like blow off because there's so much AC that comes out of that thing. I had to like step out, so I wonder if they would just like fly off, right? Because they're typically, they're really light.
That'd be funny.
All right, well, try one out. They have a nice little powder to them. So pork rinds are kind of hit or miss. I feel like sometimes they're pretty good, sometimes they're a little interesting, but you get a lot of pimento cheese.
You do. I don't know if you get enough pork rinds though.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess you gotta like really stack it up or just start spooning it. Be kind of gross, right?
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, that's crunchy. Very crunchy. Wow.
A little harder than I thought they'd be.
I was gonna say, typically I feel like pork rinds are so soft and like they almost dissolve. So those, do you think they're old? I don't know like what makes a pork rind crunchy versus softer.
It's not bad. I think you get the barbecue from the pork rind, obviously the crunch, but the pimento cheese, like the main flavor I'm getting, or like a barbecue-y pimento. And I'm not the biggest pork rind fan, but it's actually not bad. Very, very crunchy though, so be careful when you bite it.
Am I gonna chip a tooth?
You might, be careful. They're
Oh
hard,
my God.
right?
Oh my God.
Double dip, we need to use that cheese up.
I wonder if it can pick me up crunching. It's so loud. Can you hear me crunching?
I thought
I feel like it's like super crunchy. It's good. A lot of seasoning on this, a little hot on your tongue, but flavors are good. The pimento cheese tastes pretty well done. I don't know if it's like a pre-done one or whatnot, but the flavor's good. It is crunchy. I'm not used to having like a really crunchy pork rind. Like I said, most of the time when I have had them, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've probably only had them 5 times or less in my entire life, but they've always been like really soft, but they come from like a bag. So I don't know if that's like a preservative thing or something, I don't know. But this is like really crunchy. Not to the point you're gonna like chip a tooth, but like you are crunching into that. Like, I mean, I'm pushing real hard and it's not even breaking. So be a little careful, but when you're biting it, it does at least break up a little bit. Now I would say I do think that they should add more pork rinds because I feel like they are very cheap. So I think we got 3 kind of full-size ones. The one I had was kind of full-size. I feel like the one you had wasn't even that full-size. And you have like those 2 and some like crumbs of it. So you get a lot of this pimento cheese, but I feel like they should add a few more of the pork rinds. I do need to revise my statement because the small ones, I bit into it, that will chip a tooth. I had to like crunch it very slowly. I was very nervous. I'm like, oh gosh. So the bigger ones I think maybe are a little bit lighter. Maybe just they're just more fluffy, but those small ones were so dense, you will chip a tooth on that if you are not careful, or I guess maybe like brittle teeth or something, I don't know. But very, very hard on the small ones.
So I just had one of like 3 that was so soft, it was like melt in your mouth, much more typical pork rind consistency. So I wonder if these have maybe been like sitting out in like just sitting out, not fresh, and got a little hard, or if they're overcooked if they're made here. Like maybe the really hard ones aren't supposed to be that hard.
So look at this big one. I know we're like harping on the fact that these things are like hard and soft, but I just want to like point out. So watch how easy this is to bite. Right through, no problem. So, I don't know, that's weird. We did get 2 stamps today, and we need 5, you said 5?
Mm-hmm.
5? Yeah, so we need 3 more. Easily could do 1 or 2 more mac and cheeses. Was there anything else we wanted on there for sure?
They had that pumpkin ravioli with the mascarpone cheese. That might be interesting to try.
I don't know if I'd want that.
Okay, then.
That's not Encanto. What? Do you hear this right now?
What time is it?
I don't know, but that's not Encanto.
Are they over in contests, like performers now?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever noticed that. So this is like the best thing ever when you get to do Guardians, and there is no wait all the way up to the pre-show room. I don't even know what it looks like on the other side. We haven't had this in probably a year and a half at this point. Since we like first started riding Guardians, every once in a while we would get it like this, but it has been a long time. Anyway, we are gonna go ahead and ride Guardians and get on out of here. That will do it though. How did you like the food today?
It was nice having some new options. I feel like last year there wasn't too many new things from what I can recall. So I'm excited to try some more things. I think everything we had was good.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to try that vegan or that impossible mac and cheese, and
Oh yeah.
some desserts as we keep coming throughout the festival. I'm just glad a festival's back here at Epcot.
Seriously,
We missed it.
I feel like it's just been so long since we've had a fest here, and to have one back feels good. And this
nice.
one definitely is like way out from where it normally starts. So
So weird.
Yeah,
So weird.
bizarre. I feel like almost the entire summer break they didn't have a festival here, which
They
I just
didn't.
think is weird. But yeah, I thought all the food was actually really good
Yeah.
today. We tried all new things, which is always a plus to
We skipped
try some
Italy,
new
which was
stuff.
smart.
Yeah, I mean, we might try it later on, but I feel like we always try it, we're always disappointed, and we always waste our money. But I don't know, maybe this year will be different, but I haven't been hearing good reviews. Either way, hopefully you guys had some fun with us today. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to go ahead, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.